The Indian Premier League is a spectacle of massive scale. Millions tune in to watch, filling stadiums and driving massive revenue across the country. Embedded in that broadcast is a highly publicized environmental claim. For every single dot ball bowled during these matches, 500 trees are planted. This specific ecological pledge isn't new. The organizers have been running this initiative and tracking these dot balls continuously since the 2023 season. Let's do the math. Take the total dot balls played since 2023, multiply by 500, and it easily clears 500,000 trees. That requires a massive physical footprint. You cannot quietly plant a forest that size without acquiring vast acreage and altering local geography. Yet despite the ongoing public relations campaign, there is no public accounting or physical evidence showing where this massive new forest actually exists. Meanwhile, the actual climate reality hitting the Indian population is immediate and brutal. Citizens are currently enduring severe heat waves, struggling to survive record-breaking temperatures. The public is offered an invisible digital forest to feel good about the environment, while physically baking in the reality of an escalating climate crisis. While we are told to celebrate imaginary trees on a cricket broadcast, ancient, very real ecosystems are actively being destroyed in Greater Nicobar. The government has mandated the clearing of hundreds of thousands of trees in this region. The stated justification for flattening the forest is to build a massive new strategic port facility. This map shows the geopolitical logic. By building a heavy infrastructure port on Greater Nicobar, India gains a tactical advantage, projecting naval and air power directly over the Chinese shipping lanes that bottleneck through the Strait of Malacca. The primary corporate beneficiary tasked with constructing this massive new infrastructure project is the Adani Group, led by Gautam Adani. We have a national broadcast heavily promoting the planting of a few hundred saplings, while simultaneously permitting the irreversible destruction of centuries-old dense rainforests. Environmental conservation is loudly advertised as a corporate virtue, right up until physical land is required for geopolitical strategy and private development. Then there is the push for energy independence. The government is aggressively pivoting to ethanol-blended fuel, marketing it as a green transition from imported oil. The primary driver here is economic panic. The Indian Rupee has dropped to historic lows against the US dollar, making standard oil imports financially devastating. This severe currency depreciation forces the Reserve Bank of India to burn through billions of dollars in foreign reserves, simply to maintain baseline economic stability. To reduce the dependency on foreign oil, the state needs domestic ethanol. To get that ethanol cheaply and quickly, distilleries are increasingly relying on a specific raw material, broken rice. This chart shows the direct impact of that policy. The allocation of broken rice meant for the public food supply is being slashed from 25% down to 10%, while the remainder is redirected straight into industrial fuel production. That broken rice isn't surplus waste. It is a vital food source distributed in ration shops, relied upon by the poorest citizens for basic food security. This green energy transition relies entirely on taking physical food calories out of the mouths of the most vulnerable and burning them in combustion engines. The missing cricket trees, the clear-cutting of Greater Nicobar, and the diversion of food rations to ethanol distilleries all operate on the exact same logic. Performative, highly visible public relations campaigns are deployed to command attention, while actual physical resources, whether land, timber, or food, are quietly transferred to industrial interests. The consequences of these transfers are impossible to spin. People are enduring punishing heat waves and struggling to afford basic staples because the value of their currency is shrinking and their rations are being diverted. When the state or a major corporation announces a new massive sustainability push, the goal is rarely conservation. The objective is resource extraction, and the PR campaign is simply the cover. Genuine progress requires radical transparency and physical proof, because you cannot subsidize heavy development with imaginary trees, and you cannot feed a population with PR.